When the sky speaks, the wise listen. But what happens when it screams? March isn't just another page on the calendar, it's a warning. A storm is brewing in the heavens, and once it begins, there's no hitting pause. This isn't your usual astrology forecast. This is a celestial event, a chain reaction of cosmic forces that could shake everything we know. We're about to witness double eclipses, one solar, one lunar, like twin shadows creeping across time, planets shifting like pieces on a chessboard, setting up something big. And beneath all the obvious chaos, something even bigger lurks. An energy shift few will notice until it's too late. Before we dive in, do this one thing: like and subscribe to help spread this message. YouTube only pushes content when it sees engagement, so if you want others to wake up before it's too late, hit that button now. Now, let's get into it. The ancients believed eclipses were omens, warnings from the universe that change is coming, whether we're ready or not. March isn't giving us one, but two of these warnings back to back. That's not normal. That's not coincidence. And when you combine this with the planetary shifts aligning at the same time, it's a cosmic earthquake waiting to happen. But that's just the surface. The real question is, what aren't they telling us? Because there's something lurking behind these celestial events that no one is paying attention to. And that is where things get truly unsettling. Stay with me, because once you hear this, you won't see March the same way again. Number 1. 2 eclipses, 1 month. A cosmic coincidence? Think again. Imagine flipping a coin and landing on its edge twice in a row. That's how rare it is for 2 eclipses to collide in a single month. But here's the thing, this isn't random. It's almost as if the universe is setting up a domino effect, lining up events in a way that feels too precise to ignore. Eclipses have been feared and revered for centuries. Ancient civilizations saw them as celestial warnings, omens of change, chaos, or power shifts. And in March, we're not just getting one of these signs, we're getting 2. A solar eclipse, stripping away the light, followed by a lunar eclipse, shrouding the night. It's like a cosmic 1-2 punch, disrupting the balance of energy on Earth in ways we can't fully grasp yet. You might be wondering, why does this matter? Why should you care about a couple of celestial shadows? Because eclipses don't just darken the sky, they shift everything. People feel it in their bodies, their minds, their emotions. Restlessness, vivid dreams, strange coincidences. These aren't random. They're signs that something bigger is at play, and this is just the beginning. March doesn't ease in. It erupts with a major event right from the start, setting the tone for what's to come. But here's where it gets even crazier. There's one particular shift later in the month that will change everything. Something most people aren't even noticing. When I reveal it, you'll understand why this month is unlike any other. Keep watching, because once you see what's coming, you won't be able to unsee it. Number 2. A 3-planet collision that sets the stage for chaos. March doesn't start, it collides into place. Right on day 1, 3 powerful forces lock into alignment: the Moon, Mercury, and Venus. Think of it like 3 voices whispering at once: your emotions, the Moon; your thoughts, Mercury; and your desires, Venus, all trying to take control. When these energies mix, expect moments of clarity and confusion, deep realizations, and even eerie déjà vu. Ever had a moment where a thought pops into your head before something happens, or a dream that feels like a warning? That's the kind of energy this alignment brings. Conversations will feel heavier, choices will feel bigger, and for some, the pull toward an unexplained path will be impossible to ignore. But don't get comfortable. This is just the opening act, a warm-up before the real storm hits. As powerful as this moment is, it's nothing compared to what's waiting ahead. Because as the month unfolds, something massive is coming. A shift so intense, it won't just be seen in the sky. It will be felt in your very core. And once it begins, there's no stopping it. Number 3. The March equinox, the universe's reset button. There are moments in time when everything shifts, when the universe seems to press reset. The March equinox is one of those moments. Every year, this is the point where day and night reach perfect balance, a rare moment of cosmic symmetry. But make no mistake, this isn't just about the changing of seasons. This is a recalibration, a gateway, a transition point that ancient civilizations recognized as sacred. The Egyptians aligned their pyramids to it. The Mayans built temples that tracked its arrival. The Druids called it a portal between worlds. Why? Because they knew this moment isn't just about the sun's position. It's about energy, a shift in the very rhythm of life itself. But this year, the shift is bigger than ever. Why? Because this equinox doesn't stand alone. It's caught between two eclipses, two massive energy waves crashing around it. Imagine standing in the eye of a hurricane, a moment of eerie stillness before everything surges forward again. That's what this equinox feels like. You might sense it without knowing why, an unshakable feeling that time is slowing, a sudden wave of reflection, or a moment of perfect clarity. And then, the stillness breaks. The next shift arrives. And what comes after? That's the part no one is prepared for. Number 4. The blood moon and fire in the sky. March 14th will be unforgettable. Some dates are just numbers, others feel like destiny. March 14th isn't just another night, it's a cosmic event wrapped in mystery, a moment where the universe itself seems to be signaling something massive. The main event? A total lunar eclipse. But not just any eclipse. This one will turn the moon blood red for a full 65 minutes. A shadow will swallow the moon whole, staining it in crimson like a celestial omen. For centuries, civilizations watched in awe as the moon darkened, believing these events signaled change, upheaval, or even the rise of something new. Some feared them, others worshipped them, but no one ever ignored them. And here's where it gets stranger. As the moon turns red, the sky will come alive with fire. On the same night, a meteor shower will be at its peak, sending streaks of light cutting through the darkness. The sky will literally be on fire as the Earth casts its shadow over the moon. Two powerful events happening at the same time, one darkening the heavens, the other igniting them. And then there's the biggest twist of all. This isn't happening on just any date. It's happening on Pi Day, March 14th, the day dedicated to an infinite, never-ending number, a number that represents the unbreakable patterns of the universe itself, a total eclipse, a shower of fire, and the number that symbolizes eternity, all converging on one night. What are the odds? Or maybe the better question is, what if this isn't a coincidence at all? What if something bigger is aligning, something we don't fully understand yet? Because when the sky speaks, it's never just for show. And on March 14th, it's about to roar. Number 5, March 27th. The moon's close encounter with sun will bring a reckoning. We always watch the moon when it's full, when it vanishes, or when it turns blood red. But what happens when it makes its closest approach, not to Earth, but to the Sun? On March 27th, the Moon reaches perihelion, its nearest point to the very heart of our solar system. And while we can't see this event unfold with our own eyes, its impact will be felt. For centuries, the Sun has been the great illuminator, the source of truth, awareness, and consciousness. The Moon, on the other hand, is the guardian of the unseen, the subconscious, the mysteries, the emotions we bury deep. Normally, these two forces are in a delicate dance, each keeping to their domain. But on this day, the Moon steps out of the shadows. It moves toward the fire, toward revelation. What does this mean for us? This is the same Moon that controls the tides, affects our sleep, and influences human emotions in ways we don't fully understand. And now, it's coming dangerously close to the raw force of the Sun, a moment of purification unlike any other. When fire and shadow collide, illusions burn away. Anything hidden is forced into the light. You might experience this as a sudden clarity, a long-standing confusion evaporating like mist under the morning sun. Something that once felt uncertain may suddenly become obvious. Or maybe you'll feel an unshakable pull to let go of something, a toxic habit, a stagnant relationship, a belief that no longer fits who you are becoming. This is a cosmic reckoning, a moment where the Moon, the ruler of cycles, briefly leaves its usual path and reaches for something greater. And in doing so, it asks us, what truth are you ready to face? Because once the light touches it, there's no turning back. Number 6. March 29th, the Solar Eclipse. A shadow that means more than you think. And then, just 2 days later, it happens. A solar eclipse. Almost as if the Moon has been gathering something, absorbing unseen energy, only to step directly into the path of the Sun and cast the world into darkness. Eclipses aren't random. They don't just mark endings, they signal preparations. Something is shifting, something is building, and right now, the Moon is moving with a purpose we don't yet understand. 2 eclipses in a single month. What are the chances? Mid-March begins with a total lunar eclipse, a blood-red moon hanging in the sky like an omen. Most will see it, feel its intensity, and think that's where the story ends. But they'd be wrong. Because lurking in the final days of March, hidden just out of focus, is another eclipse. A second act. A shadow crossing the Sun, momentarily stealing its light. These aren't separate events. They are connected. Like 2 puzzle pieces fitting into place, revealing something much bigger than we ever expected. The real question is, what is this building toward? Because when eclipses come in pairs, they don't come quietly. They come with a message. And this one, it's about to be revealed. Number 7. March 29th, partial solar eclipse. The silent eclipse that speaks volumes. Remember when I said there was a major event hiding in plain sight? This is it. On March 29th, a partial solar eclipse unfolds, a moment that most won't even notice. But make no mistake, just because it's subtle doesn't mean it's insignificant. In fact, it might be the most important event of the month. Unlike the blood-red lunar eclipse that dominated the sky earlier, this eclipse isn't loud. It doesn't demand attention. It creeps in quietly, like a whisper before the storm. But whispers can be more powerful than shouts, because they carry secrets that most people overlook. Throughout history, solar eclipses have been seen as warnings, moments when the natural order is disrupted, when the Sun, our greatest source of light and power, is momentarily taken away. And when a solar eclipse follows a lunar eclipse within the same month, that's not just rare, it's a cosmic event packed with meaning. The lunar eclipse brings the shadow, the solar eclipse responds to it. Together, they complete a cycle, one of endings, beginnings, resets and realignments. This eclipse isn't just about what you see, it's about what you feel. It aligns with the new moon, already a time of stillness, of planting seeds, of preparing for what's next. But when a new moon meets an eclipse, it creates something even deeper. A void, a cosmic pause, a space where the past is dissolving and the future hasn't fully formed yet. It's like standing at the edge of something new, but not quite being able to see what's ahead. And if you've been feeling it already, that eerie sense that the air is charged, that something big is building but hasn't arrived yet, you're not imagining things. This eclipse is the tipping point. And what happens after? That's the part no one is ready for. Number 8. March 22nd, last quarter moon. The final descent into darkness. Before the last eclipse arrives, something eerie happens. A pause, a moment where time itself seems to slow. It begins on March 22nd, when the last quarter moon takes its final descent into darkness. Normally, this would be just another phase in the moon's endless cycle. But this time, something feels off. If you've been feeling restless, exhausted, or like something is shifting beneath the surface, but you can't quite grasp it, you're not imagining things. Because this isn't just a moon phase. This is the final stop before the solar eclipse. The last deep breath before the sky resets itself. Everything in March has been leading up to this. For centuries, the last quarter moon has been seen as a time of purging, a moment to release what no longer serves, to surrender before stepping into the unknown. The ancients understood this phase as a gateway, one last chance to shed the weight of the past before the universe shifts into something new. And in this case, that shift is the solar eclipse, the moment where everything resets, where light and shadow collide in a cosmic reckoning. You might already be feeling it, an unshakable tension in the air, as if something is building but hasn't fully arrived yet. Old emotions resurfacing, a strange sense of déjà vu, vivid dreams, unexpected endings. It's all part of the process, because when the sky is preparing to change, so are we. This isn't just another moon phase. This is the final warning, a cosmic countdown, a moment of eerie stillness before everything moves forward in a way we can't undo. And once the eclipse arrives, there's no going back. So friends, from the start, March was never going to be ordinary. This month has been a relentless wave of celestial events. Double eclipses, planetary shifts, a blood moon, and a sky ignited with fire. The universe isn't just moving, it's speaking. And the question is, are we listening? Everything in March has been leading to one thing: transformation. Eclipses don't just mark endings, they initiate something new. The moon's descent into darkness, its close approach to the sun, and the eerie stillness before the final eclipse. These aren't coincidences. They are markers of a shift, a cosmic turning point. If you've been feeling different, more restless, more aware, like something is shifting but you can't put your finger on it, it's because it is. The energy is shifting, patterns are breaking, and March is forcing a reset, whether we're ready or not. And here's the truth: the universe doesn't wait. Once the eclipse passes, once the final alignment clicks into place, the energy set in motion stays in motion. This is your moment to align with it, to prepare, to pay attention, and to step into whatever is coming next with clarity. So don't just watch these events unfold, act, like and subscribe to stay ahead of what's coming, because this month may be ending, but the aftershocks, they've only just begun.